This is to certify that movie
Twats.
has been classified for live streaming.
Hey!
Good,
Look at that. He's back, finally!
good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for, first of all, keeping little Steve. Why have we just gone from 4 viewers to 2 when they've noticed it's me? Do I disappear?
Basically, I think that's what happened.
Is that what it is?
The only one I care about is there's the main man. Jeff, who's obviously in the chat first. So thank you very much, Jeff.
So thank you
Hey,
thank you for joining us for another week on Movie Chats. Thank you for keeping little Steve entertained and occupied last week. So how's your week been then, mate?
It's been busy, man. I've been at work last 4 days, so I'm shattered today. Looking forward to my 4 off. Hey, guys. But yeah, it's been all right. I mean, Lou was off on my 4 off last time, so we had a bit of time together. Overindulged in buying a few bits. Had some time to sort out some of the stuff in the room, so it was relatively productive. Not as what she wanted to do, but I spent a lot of time sorting this bloody room out, which is always good. But other than that, not much really. How about yourself?
It's been a busy week. Last week I was in the Chateau Chair. I can't fucking speak tonight.
The Chateau Chair?
Yeah, I was getting some top-ups done. Some of the colours and stuff re-added and stuff. Malky was laughing at your comment about me tattooing. Oh, shit. There you go. That's my stand collapsing. Malky was laughing at you, saying that he was taking his time with him and just being a bit slow.
Did you have to explain to them I'm just an arsehole?
So, yes, the tattoo artist did hear your comments last week. Well,
I mean, I'm not being funny, but you expected to be finished.
And then on Friday, I went to Wem.
To what?
Oh, I know. But by the time I got home and everything else, you had Robin Leon and stuff like that. So it's just like, it was just one of those.
I'll leave him to it.
Get to bed. It was a long day. I'll leave him to it. It wasn't like you alone. And then on Friday we went to Wem, which is in Shropshire. And
where?
We went camping for Bank Holiday weekend. So we were away Friday to Monday. Wem. WEM. Wem.
Where the bloody hell's Wem?
So it was quite a nice weekend. Although the weather was. Where's Wem? Shropshire. In between, down Shrewsbury way. Not too far from Shrewsbury, about half an hour from Telford. We had a good weekend. Although the weather was shit and shocking, I've managed to get a bit of a suntan, which I don't understand how, but.
Well, I'd said this to you before we started because you didn't have the light on, and all I could see was this glow of your red face.
But no. So my little festival tent that I shared on Instagram, that survived 2 nights worth of torrential rain. On the 3rd night, the zipper broke, so I sort of woke up to be in a bit of a puddle. So on the Monday morning, that went in the skip. Now, lucky enough for my daughter, she decided the night before she was jumping in somebody else's tent because they had the electric hookup and they had all the heaters and everything going. So she jumped in their tent, and the night before her tent had flooded. And when she opened it the next morning to get changed, there must have been about 8 inches of water in the bottom of this tent. That went in the skip the day before.
Hey, Kevin, my favourite guy from Florida.
All right, day 7 of 100 miles in 7 days or less. Oh, well done, buddy.
Well done.
Keep it going.
Wow.
Yeah, done a lot of work down in Shropshire. Yeah, it's quite nice. Like I say, Wem Town Centre or Wem. Yeah, it is a town village centre isn't great. There's not much there. You know when you're in trouble when it's free parking. You know, and then
you had a DVD cleaner out. What's that?
It's talking about you, Steve.
What?
Oh, also you had a DVD clear out for Chris.
Oh yeah. He was well impressed. Maybe not. Yeah, like I say, he said I said I was cleaning some stuff out, and he said, "Do you mind if I have it for the whatnots and stuff?" And I was like, "Yeah, they're fine." But then I turned up with 2 massive black bin liners full of them, so it's going to take him a while to get through them.
But I can't believe you had series in there that you give to Chris without offering me.
I can't even remember what that was now, to be fair.
I was on that auction thing. I was like, I can't believe you give that away. Why is he not offering me that? What a film that was.
Because I know you're a 1 in 1 out sort of kind of guy, so I didn't want you to have to jeopardize half your collection you've already got. What collection you have got anyway? Although now you're gonna have to get some proper movies now.
No, that's it. I've had another clear out since then. I had a clear out on, what day are we on today? Thursday, Tuesday. I had another clear out.
Take some DVDs off your hands. You've got no idea what you're letting yourself in for there, mate.
No. He's got a whole house worth of DVDs. Do you know when you move house and you sort of like fill up the van? It was just one van for his DVD collection.
It's like an episode of Hoarders, but just DVDs, isn't it?
But no, we had a great weekend. Hopefully, we get the Mini fixed this weekend. The throttle cable had snapped, so the battery was earthing down the throttle cable, and that had burnt the throttle cable out. So I need to have a new one of them fitted. So the bloke's coming to do that this weekend, and then I can be out in either the Mazda or the Mini on Sunday for the car show in Northwich.
Especially Zombievers, just for you there, mate.
Yeah.
Yes. So the chat haven't seen you since we went to see Chris and Belle and the new house and everything. So I did explain. Obviously, we've been down there, but if you get anything to say off the back of that,
it's a nice house.
Yeah, it's lovely.
It's a nice house. Chris's face when he spotted the LOL Croc doll. That was quite entertaining.
Anyway.
I tell you what, that was a bit of a masterpiece maneuver to get those Crocs from under his nose, though, wasn't it? That was well choreographed, you know.
Blocked him in the kitchen while you took him upstairs and sorted them Crocs out.
Yeah, we could be cat burglars for the way that we swiped them and passed them around the room without him noticing.
I was a bit worried at one point that we wouldn't be able to get him off his feet. Like, what if he's got him on? What are we going to do? This whole thing will be wasted. I've lost a $5.
I'll just have to hold him down, and you just have to get him on.
Well, true to form, he's war of money, so.
Yeah. The funny thing is that when we were telling him that he could have had like Guardians of the Galaxy or Spider-Man or anything like that, and we ended up with LOL.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to think where that thing is now. Yeah, because I kept hold of that one.
Yeah,
that was cool. But it was a good time, wasn't it? And it was nice to meet Belle's family and stuff. I was a bit miffed that Andrew finally turned up after we'd left.
Yeah, 40 minutes after we left, he came. So it's like he decided he didn't want to see us or something.
Yeah, John now. Right, I'm on my way.
Yeah, I'm on my way now. Yeah. So, other than saying that, I haven't even spoke to you and Chris this week. I haven't been on any of the chat.
You've not. You've just gone fucking MIA.
I've just not been involved in anything, so I haven't kept up to date with what's going on.
I had visions of doing my usually weekly show on my own.
Your weekly show on your own. Right. So, speaking of shows and content and stuff like that.
Are we putting you on the channel again?
No. You let me finish. All right. What you might have seen yesterday was the theme tune to Bucky O'Hare coming on our channel.
Yeah.
So, every other day now throughout September, I have put out a theme tune of a cartoon that I'd love from the 80s and 90s as I was growing up. So keep your eye out for them every other day. You'll see them coming out. They will be going into a playlist of cartoon intros and stuff like that for us. So it's just something else for the channel that I thought, you know what, while we're doing the pickup videos and stuff like that, and we haven't really, is your room falling apart around you as well?
I'll put some a bit closer. Never mind.
Yeah.
Go on, carry on.
So that I just thought that I'll throw them out. So Bucky O'Hare was the first one, and I just, if you've got any cartoon intros that sort of spring to mind, keep your eyes out for them throughout the month. You know, and there's some great ones in there, like Pole Position and Ulysses and stuff like that, and some cracking soundtracks to those intros as well. Yeah, Dave, you're more than happy to take my regular spot if you want it, mate. Somebody else can put up with this bell end.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Yeah. So yeah, there is stuff on there. Obviously, some of it is copyrighted, so we don't get the monetary views or anything like that on the back of them. But it's just more the enjoyments, and you know, I had the blast getting them all together and remembering some of the cartoons, etc.
And so I was having a bit of sort out. I don't know if this lead will go that far. It should be, but I've managed to put up there. I've got me Godzilla at the back there, and then I've got me Power Ranger just next to the Crow.
Ah, good stuff. So you know what? I was watching your video where you were saying thanks to Jeff, and I was like, did he forget he had the option of buying that before the auction?
Well, this is what I said. The thing is that at the time I sort of dismissed it, because you know what it was like when I was there. I had a pile as big as my sideboard.
Yeah, it didn't help that I kept putting stuff on your pile. That will look good in your room, Stephen. What about this? You just kept piling up.
And the thing is that I had one of the this one. I put it in the thing anyway. But that one there, I was like, I took the other NECA one out, and I did a video recording of the thank you, and I was like, there was something else. I'm sure there was something else. And what it was, because I put that in the car in a way that I didn't want it to get it broke, as soon as I got home, I brought it in here and put it on the side. So it was directly behind me. So I'm there going, yeah, I think that's about everything, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, it was right there, right behind me. So after I finished it and was doing the editing on the video, I was like, bollocks. So I'd come back up.
It was like your stream last week, and I sat there and was watching it back, and you took about 40 minutes and you forgot about the Thor's hammer behind you. Like the thing you've moaned about for like last 8 weeks or whatever.
I know. But like I said,
AJ,
when we were there, I was like, well, do I, don't I? But then it is a really awesome piece. It really is. But I mean, I got a good deal out of Chris anyway. I think we both did. But I got a good deal out of Chris because when I was looking through the stuff and I'm like, yeah, I could have paid a lot more for that, to be honest. You know, but
I just wish I filmed the negotiation from my perspective, because I know Chris filmed it from his perspective, but it was quite interesting to watch you two after my very swift negotiation. Yeah, I'm paying you £4 per item. Done.
But I mean, obviously you'd have seen in the thing last week. I ended up going to CEX. I ended up going to real CEX before I set off and picking up the A-Team. So I was like, if it's round the corner, then fine. And literally, it said you'll be there in about 5 minutes. So I was like, oh, I've got to. So I got to this car park in the middle of Rill.
Where did you go? The underground multi-story?
You say underground, but it's above ground. But yeah, I went to this multi-story thing. It was down one of the side roads, and it was obviously like a multi-story.
So do you know if you go down the prom?
Well, yeah, I do now, yeah.
Yeah, as you keep going down the prom, go to the sea light, drop down, you go to the underground multi-story. CEX is literally just there.
Well, I'm guessing it's that one because it dropped me in the shopping centre.
Oh no! This is on the other side of the water. The other side
he dropped me in the shopping centre, and I got in the shopping centre, and I thought, if CEX isn't in here, I've got no clue where it is. But obviously, when you search it on Google Maps, it's almost like you're there you're on top of it.
It's on the outside.
Yeah.
Did you go into the game shop while you were in the town when you were in the shopping centre?
Yeah, I think I did.
Did you see the big alien head, the big xenomorph head?
Yes, yeah.
He's selling that for 450 quid, and I am so tempted to go and get it.
There was a couple of decent. I mean, to be honest with you, I went where CEX was across the road. There was one of those gift shops, your typical seaside gift shops.
Oh yeah, Crocs and shit gift shops.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. Yeah. So, but there was a drawing of Erling Haaland, so I picked that up while I was there as well. So that's now in the front room. I've got it in a little frame. I don't think she wants me to keep it in the front room, but I've got nowhere in here yet, just yet to put it. But she, I was like, I'll have that. It was like $2.99 or something. I was buzzing off that. But I'd gone to the CEX to pick up that because the thing is, the A team, when I looked, it was like 65 quid, but there was only 5 of them in the whole of CEX in the country. So I was like, it's round the corner. At least then, if I ever look at it, I can see whether the case is battered or anything.
So it's Lana's fault telling you that there's a CEX in real.
Yeah, I would not have thought that. For some reason, I didn't even twig. So I spent another half an hour in real, and then I set off home from there. But yeah, it's definitely Lana's fault. So what's that? So Max has said, I know the feeling, Big Steve. I've done the same over recent weeks due to work. Proper neglected YouTube. Oh, it's all right, mate. It is what it is sometimes, isn't it? Jeff says the original Terminator and T2 Judgment Day are the only 2 of the series that exist in my mind. Okay. Yeah. Hey, AJ. You watched both the Terminator movies on the 29th of August, commemorating Judgment Day. Very nice.
Yeah, the 29th of August at 2:15.
Was it?
It was when Skynet first became aware of itself. Yeah, I love watching stuff like that now. It's like, is that when you watch back 2012 and stuff like that, when you realise you're 11 years after the end of the world and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In movies where they have like, it's 2020, the film was out in 1977, it's now 2020, and we've got no flying cars and no policemen with like shock sticks and stuff like that or whatever. And it is interesting. What have you been watching this week, mate?
I'm trying to think what I've been watching, to be honest.
Do you know what I've been watching while you're having a think? I've been watching, The Untolds on Netflix?
Oh, yeah.
I've been watching loads of them. And I
watched you started them a while back, didn't you?
Yeah, but I've watched the ones about the Florida Gators, the American football, and the one about the NBA refs that were fixing the games and stuff like that. I've been watching some new ones that I don't think were there the last time I went to watch these.
I don't think so. I mean, the one I've seen that Gators one advertised, because the first thing that sprung to mind is I know Chris is selling like a bomber jacket thing of the Gators. And I was like, you know what? If that's just come out at the right time on Netflix, he might actually sell that. But yeah, it's
the one about Jake Paul as well. That's an interesting one about his boxing.
I don't know, because the thing is that because I've been doing an hour in. It's the same as the Tyson Fury documentary program thing that he's done.
It's not a documentary program. That's like the life and living with the Tysons, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, that was the other one. It was like, can I really sit there and watch this dribble? To be honest, and it's the same with them two from bloody the Paul Logan or whatever. Logan Paul, innit? I don't know if I can put up with them because I don't like him as fucking YouTubers, let alone celebrities.
The Jake Paul one's good because it goes in about all his family and the makeup of the family, etc. And then it goes on for his boxing and how he started boxing and stuff. And the interesting relationship between him and Logan, his brother, they don't really get on. which you don't really get to see much of that between the two of them on YouTube and whatever. They're always next to each other, but they don't really get on. But
they've been quite competitive, haven't they? I know that they were competitive.
Yeah. Hi, Luke. Hey, both. No, I haven't been watching Ahsoka. I know episode 3 was out this week.
Was it?
Yeah. Apparently, it's not particularly great. So, yeah, I was hoping Ahsoka would blow me away because I love Ahsoka as a character, and I love Star Wars Rebels as well. I think that was a great series. Apparently, they tried to stick too close to Ahsoka meeting the Rebels instead of being the other way around. Because obviously, by this point, she's looking for Ezra. So you would assume she's already met these and remembered who these guys were 5-10 years ago.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm only going by clips that I've saw. I haven't watched any of the episodes yet. Unless they're going to do like the first 3 or 4 episodes is how she meets them, and then the last episode we actually get to see Thrawn and Ezra.
Have you heard about Prey 2? That's the other thing you said.
I was hoping to do a Prey 2 because they did leave that Easter egg from Predator 2 at the end of the film, didn't they, with the gun? So you saw that was the gun that they give to the copper at the end of Predator 2.
Yeah.
So we knew Prey 2 was coming, but we didn't know in what sense because they did a lot of these. AJ was sharing a lot of these Prey 2 things about them being in samurais and stuff like that, the next sort of like phases of them. I don't know how they can bring somebody back from Predator 1 because Dutch Arnie doesn't want to do it, didn't want to come back for it, did he?
No.
And there's only really Danny Glover from Predator 2 that could come back. The rest of his coppers were killed, weren't they? His copper mates were all killed, and the Special Forces team, the majority of them were killed.
Yeah.
But I know there's Alien comics and Predator comics out there that do go into the backstories and of what happened to the likes of Dutch at the end of Predator 1 and his life story and how he goes on to continues to fight the Predators, etc. So there is content out there, but just give us something original. That's all I'm asking for. Or if you're going to stick to some of the source material, some of the comics, then stick to it and give us a story from the comics. Not many people have read those comics. Good evening, Rob. Thank you for joining us, mate.
Did you see his video last night on that Messenger?
Oh, I've seen some of the stuff. It's this Facebook Messenger karaoke. Is that where we're going now? Is it?
I've got no idea, mate. I think he's filmed himself from like the age of about 4.
Yeah. I
think he's hoping to get a documentary out one day when he makes it big as a singer.
See, to me, the perfect part to bring Arnie back into Predator would have been at the end of AVP 2, where they find the gun. Because they get left with one of the Predator rifles, don't they, at the end of AVP 2, and it gets taken away from him. That would have been perfect for Dutch to have got that and gone, right, that's mine. I know what it is, and we're off. That would have been perfect to bring him back in, but they never did it. There are so many wasted opportunities at the end of the Predator films to bring him back if he was going to come back. But I don't want him to do what he did with Terminator, where
thanks for coming in, Luke.
I don't want it to do with Terminator, where he's just there as another character throughout the film.
Yeah.
You
know what? I had planned. So I had some pickups. There's a few pickups this week, but a couple of them that what I've done is, because I can't have all of them downstairs because little man will get hold of them. There's a few that I'd sort of put aside and hid them in a cupboard. So I picked up the 4K of Fifth Element, but not the special edition things. It was just that was in CEX. I'm guessing because they had the new one. I picked up the Truman Show when I went to Lincoln, which I'm looking forward to watching on 4K. I picked up Revenge of the Sith because I've started collecting these in 4K now.
Yeah.
And then I picked up Cabin in the Woods by M. Night Shyamalan. But I'd been looking forward to watching this all week, and I didn't get bloody round to it.
I've seen them on a video somewhere. Was that on last week's stream?
It might have been, yeah. But it was like literally that day, I think, if it was. But I'd also picked up one called The Hurricane Heist, which looks a proper B movie, but it's got two relatively big actors in it for what it is. But I was watching the trailer, and it proper looks like a B movie. They've sort of made it out like it's like a Fast and Furious bank heist thing meets Twister. But I'm looking forward to watching this. But I'd had them downstairs. But Leo's new thing at the minute is to open stuff. So I was proper annoyed because he'd opened up my Truman Show before I even got a chance to have a look at it.
Is that Hurricane Heist? Is that the one? Is it Maggie Grace, the blonde girl from Lockdown?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Toby Kebbell, Maggie Grace, and Ryan Watten.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd seen the trailer for it. It was only, I think this was from a charity shop or something, but I'd seen the trailer for it, and I was like, you know what? That looks just my cup of tea for a turn your brain off movie. So I've been looking forward to watching that bugger, but
what does it mean when you've got an itchy left hand? Is that money in or money out?
Knowing you, money out. But then also knowing you and you the way that you work, money in. Could be either, to be fair with you.
I don't know.
Right, so we're going to have to check this now.
What's that? Money in, money out.
Which hand is it? Which hand? Was it left?
Your left hand.
Itchy left hand meaning. Says you've got crabs.
Yeah, that might be.
There's an old superstition that your itchy palms mean money coming in or out. That was correct. An itchy left palm means money to be paid out.
Oh, bollocks.
And that means the car repair is going to be a bit of a
bit of an expensive one.
You needed this as well. Max said first sign of madness.
I've got. Do you know what? I don't know if I'm feeling tired or stressed or whatever, but my left eye has done nothing. My left eye has done nothing but flicker all week. You know, and I'm just constantly tired. Me itchy, and yeah, she was in Taken. That's right, she was the daughter in Taken.
That's really it. I'm glad he's mentioned that because that was really bugging me. But yeah, you're absolutely right. She was the daughter in Taken.
But yeah, this week's just been written off, really. And next week's a busy week. I've got my nan's funeral on Monday, then I'm in the Lake District Tuesday, Wednesday for union meetings and stuff, and yeah, just no time. Yeah, no time for myself, mate. We're in the North Lakes for 2 days.
I was going to say my heart bleeds for you, really. Lake District for 2 days. Oh no, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So you've seen, we did speak a bit about it last week, but obviously you weren't here, but you've seen about Disney bringing out all these releases. What's your take on it?
No, I've seen this, and I've also seen the latest developments that they're going to be limited runs on certain bits, etc. But I've also seen them taking more content off Disney Plus.
Have they?
So I think, was it Lee last week that was saying you're going to get the streaming for 12 to 18 months and then you'll get the physical release after? I think it was Lee.
Yeah, and I think that's where we were hoping it would go.
Yeah,
it would be like a bit like when it's at the cinemas and then it comes to Blockbusters so many months later and then 3 years later to TV sort of thing.
I think if they wait 12 months, because they're stopping the direct to streams, aren't they? In the Disney Plus movies, they're stopping direct to streaming now, so they're going to start doing the mainstream cinematic releases again.
Yeah.
So I think they've learned the lesson. It's taken 18 months, 2 years after COVID for them to learn the lesson. You know,
but that was the prime time for them to get subscriptions on it.
Yes.
So I would imagine at the time their strategy was, look, people are sat at home. Let's entice them to be able to sign up to our
Disney Plus. So there's two ways I'm looking at this. A, we've not had any physical media from Disney for the big releases, as in the series, etc., because they wanted to keep you subscribing to Disney Plus to watch these.
Yeah.
You know, where you've got the Marvels coming out now, which links into WandaVision, all the way back to WandaVision, where you meet Rambo to start off with, the older Rambo, because you meet her in Captain Marvel, don't you?
Yeah.
But then she's a main character in WandaVision, and now she's a main character in the Marvels. So
yeah,
I think A, they've learnt the lesson. B, they've got to do something now to try and rescue Disney. You know, because the last 3 series have been flops. The last couple of movies have been flops.
Yeah.
By all accounts, Ahsoka's not brilliant. So, you know, they've got to do something there. And, and I don't know if this was always their plan coming out of COVID, that they'd start releasing these things now.
Yeah.
But I think AJ's got an interesting point on one of his latest videos. The to bootleg or not to bootleg.
Yeah.
You know, he's got an interesting point. Do you get them now with the pretense that, you know, they may come out in 12 to 18 months?
Yeah.
And then replace 18 months later. That Prey's a prime example. You know, I think I've ordered a copy, you've ordered a copy from Lee on Steelbook. So I've got the bootleg here. What do I do with the bootleg Prey? Because we're all under the assumption we were never going to get a copy of that.
Yeah.
So I think people like AJ that sort of relied on the bootlegs to get him to continuation his, and you to an extent, to continue his collections.
Yeah.
Are in trouble now because they've got to make that decision. Because
it's not like, if you look at something like Stranger Things, you know, if they bought a box set out of that once it's completely finished, 100%, I would buy it in a heartbeat. But like it was nice to get the bootlegs and sort of have them here in case that never happened, you know, or in case they only come out on a DVD format or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It's nice to have. But, yeah, I mean, we've gone through a couple of years where it was all about the streaming services, you know. And
totally agree. Look at HBO Max. Look at HBO Max. None of that stuff that was released direct on HBO Max during lockdown has ever had a other network viewing.
No.
or physical release.
But the thing is that for the streaming sites, it was a perfect storm, though, wasn't it? They couldn't predict that, you know, we were going to have a lockdown and everyone was going to be stuck indoors and everybody would want these services that quickly. So their trajectory was like absolutely astronomical very quickly. Yeah. You know, whereas would it have been the same if it hadn't have been for people being stuck at home and wanting to watch different content? And, you know, the potential for that climb, that sort of media climb, if you like, would have probably took a lot longer. So their longevity might have been a bit better. Whereas now, people have had it for a couple of years and they're going, well, do I still need it anymore? Is there any reason?
This is what I'm saying. They need to rescue Disney in some way.
Yeah.
You know, with all these different streaming sites, and you know, I'm looking at the same package what Chris has got, for example. You know,
getting
something like that. So do I need all these streaming sites? I'm the only one in the house that watches Netflix. You know, Lana can't find anything on Netflix, but I can sit there and find something and binge it for hours on end.
Yeah.
You know, so if I've got one of the other things I've been watching is the Ultimate Fighter on here, streamed to the telly.
Yeah.
No, I've started in season 1 and now season 3 of the Ultimate Fighter, and it's like 30 episodes a season. So
yeah,
you know, and I've just watched because I was watching the latest one when I was down with you guys, wasn't I? Because I said I got to catch the UFC 279, the 2 fights that I wanted to see.
Stupid o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, because I was up. So it's so they need to save Disney somehow. We have talked about them doing the collector's editions and stuff like that. Now, when I saw the collector's edition of Prey, the one that we've all been talking about, that there's nothing there that's going to sort of draw me into buying that by itself, you know. But, you know, we've got it. Pete's asked an interesting question. What's your best 4K that you've got in terms of picture quality, etc.? Your reference film, if you like.
Do you know what? So far, it's probably something like Life of Pi. Not the most exhilarating movie, but I love the picture quality was immense on it. Obviously, I've got Avatar, the new one. That looks good. Top Gun Maverick is a really good picture quality as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what? What cheeses me off is that some of the older ones I've got. I say the older ones. I mean the older films that are in 4K. It is so a lot of the time, unless they've digitally restored it, it is literally just an upscale, really.
The same print.
Yeah, essentially just a slightly upscaled version, and I don't know. When it comes to buying 4Ks now, I'm doing a lot more homework around, especially like the older movies, to see what people have put on about picture quality and stuff. Because you know you've had it before when it was just DVD or it was Blu-ray. You know, it was basically an upscaled version of the DVD.
Yeah.
The only thing I would argue is the newer stuff. Like Avatar or Top Gun. You know, they were filmed in high quality, high definition sort of. I don't want to say cameras, but equipment. Do you know what I mean? So they look immense.
Well, sorry to jump in there. There you go. Someone's just sent me the Predator link. After 36 long years, Arnold Schwarzenegger is returning to the 741 million Predator franchise in Prey, the sequel with Amber Mud Thunder. And he says there's still time for those guys. So Danny Glover's making his return as well. So yeah, the two surviving people from the first 2 films, which were 15 years apart.
Don't really see them. I don't really see their chances, to be honest with you.
No.
I don't like their chances, sorry.
Can you imagine Danny Glover popping out as Lethal Weapon quote when the alien with the Predator gets him, "You're one ugly motherfucker and I'm too old for this shit," all in the same sentence.
Unless the fucking Predators are no AP as well, I don't see how they're going to keep up, to be fair.
So, yeah.
Predators got arthritis.
Instead of Predator spears, he's throwing Zimmer frames or something, yeah. Max has put, fuck Disney, fuck Netflix, fuck Amazon Prime, fuck subscriptions. I wish I could cancel them all, but I'd be hated and booted out before you could say save me money. Yeah.
And that's it, innit? That's it. I mean, I had that conversation with Virgin the other week. I was saying I was haggling about the pricing and stuff, and it's like, I could have got away with not having the kids stuff, but I know for well it's not worth the aggro. You know, you sort of get used to it. You just sort of get used to it. I'm pissed about the subscriptions apart from Netflix. Yeah, I understand, Z. Hey, Z, by the way. Yeah, I understand. It's frustrating. You know, I mean, they're never going to do it, but it would be great if you had sort of someone that would just combine them. You know,
I was watching Z's boot sale pickup video with all the figures. He's got some interesting figures there. Oh, he had some interesting figures on that.
Yeah,
video.
I watched one the other day. It was the ones that he was saying that the figures are going to go for into the store.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're going to Blackpool in September for the night. The plan is to take the Mazda through Blackpool Illuminations with the roof down. As you know, I've always wanted to do that. So we might drop off in CZ on the way or on the way back. Go and raid his store. Yeah, all the others are taking the mick. Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. Now, we got the 4K TV. You know, sorry, I was telling Steve this before. I've bit the bullet. We've upgraded. We've gone to 4K. I need a 4K player now, or at least a 4K thing to see if the Xbox plays 4K. I'm not sure if it does or it doesn't. It says it does. So
hang on, yours is an older Xbox, isn't it?
It's the Xbox Series S, not the new S, the old S.
Oh, okay.
It says it's updated. It can play 4K. But I need to give it a try. If not, I'm in the market for a 4K player. If anyone knows a cheap one going. Brum reseller went into a store. Wow, that's good. He's come a long way to come and see you there, Z. Yeah, so we were bit the bullet, got into 4K. We moved the downstairs telly. We put that into Lana's office out the way. We then went to give it to Dad, and by the time Lana got it in the car and got it to the Dad's house, they cracked the screen on the other telly, didn't they? So,
Peter's just said apparently the Dark Knight trilogy is incredible in 4K. To be honest with you, Peter, I've got it, but I've not actually watched it in 4K yet, so I might have to bang that on. But that's a lot of dark images, you know. So I think that probably depends on the quality of the TV as well.
I don't know. You know, the Dark Knight's not that dark as a trilogy. Most of it is filmed in daytime. It's only Dark Knight Rises that are filmed at night.
The Dark Knight.
Yeah, but the majority of it is when he's training and bumming Liam Neeson.
No, that's the first one.
Yeah, Batman Begins.
Yeah,
the Dark Knight is
dark. The Dark Knight is majority is filmed in the nighttime.
Yeah, but then the third one's filmed in the daytime. As a trilogy, it's a light trilogy.
I think that the probably the third one's a bit of a mixture of both, to be fair. But the first one is, like you say, it's outside daytime mainly. The Dark Knight is a dark film, and then the third one's a bit of both. So maybe you're probably right, but I need to give it a go anyway. Z said he's picked up 2 Panny 4K BD players today.
Oh,
2 Panasonic 4K Blu-ray players, I'm guessing. The Panasonic ones are supposed to be immense. I went to get one.
Drop us a price of how much we were looking at for one of them.
I meant to get one, but when I went, they didn't have any in, so I had to get a Sony in the end.
Yeah.
Visit from Brum. Yeah. He was on his holiday, so he popped in.
Anyway, I was telling a story about the 4K TV. So I had it in my head right away while we were looking at these new TVs that my existing telly was a 55-inch telly. I've had it in my head for ages, right? It's a 55. So we went and bought a 55-inch telly. Then when we got it home and we got it all unpacked, we got it all set up, and we put it next to the other one. Yeah, we put it next to the other one. I said, babe, I don't know if it's the stand, but the new telly looks bigger than the old one. The old one's only a 50-inch. So somehow I've managed to connect 5 extra inches of TV out of Lana.
They're going to make a difference.
Yeah, well, Lana's long-sighted, so she can just barely see the original TV anyway now. She's got a bigger one, so she's struggling to watch. She's got used to it now. But yeah, I could have swore the original telly was 55 and it wasn't. It was only a 50. And she's like, "You've done it on purpose. You've always wanted a bigger telly." Da, 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 da.
So next time, you sure this 4K one was a 60-inch?
I think come back with a 70-inch thing. Yeah, but no, I must have just been having brain fog or something, and could have swore it was a 55. But for the extra £6, you know, 5 extra inches, it's great. You know.
Yeah, Alien is apparently a really good 4K. I didn't know if that had been released yet, to be honest with you. I think I saw it the other day on an advert, but I weren't sure if that had been released, Alien.
Well, the thing is, now I've got my 4K TV, and I'm going to go and buy a 4K player. I can then go and buy Star Trek on 4K.
Well, I mean, that needs to get done, doesn't it?
That's the ultimate plan.
See, I knew you were a man with a plan.
That's the ultimate plan. I can go and get a 4K stuff.
Max said he did want to pop in, find Brum when he was down his way last year, but couldn't get away from work. Bless you.
I think that's the problem when we go away to places, because I'm either in towns. It's like Rob was saying the other week that, you know, we goes into Warrington quite a bit and stuff like that. Now, my patch I work in includes Warrington, but I'm only over there for work, or we're there for like quick trips out and stuff like that. So it's hard to get in and have a look at good stuff. I'd like to go back to Manic Miners, but we just don't have the time to get in there and have a look. I haven't been up to Starbase 55 this week.
Bloody hell, they must be ready to close down without your business.
I know, and he keeps posting pictures of all the great new Transformers he's getting in, and they're sitting in the shelf looking at me when they post it.
I'm glad you said that, because I keep seeing photos of a place that's just opened up in our town, and it's got a lot of gremlins in and stuff, so I'm going to have to check that out at some point, because they're all sort of 30-40 quid ones.
Yeah. And they just keep looking at you every time you post a picture.
Yep.
There's Triptychon and there's like Bruticus, and stop looking at me. You know. But it's all good fun. Ladies and gents, I've put the link in the chat, so please feel free to come and join us. Other than that, as you know, I have been clearing out my collections, and I've been selling me Warhammer and stuff like that often. Trying to get bits for the Mini up and running. I did say to Lance, once it's up and running, we'll have to come and see him, and we'll have to bring the Mini down, because you didn't get to see it when you were down with Chris, did you?
I love Minis and all.
So we'll have to set off on the Friday to get for you on the Saturday.
Yeah.
And one of the other things, so we'll bring the Mini down to come and see you. That should be an interesting drive, that.
Yeah.
But so were you really gutted and upset that I ended up getting Gizmo from Chris?
Yeah, not really. I mean, I can get hold of one. I was just a bit like, because I didn't realise it was a bloody musical one. I was like, no, because I love that tune. That's awesome. But no, it's it is what it is. I mean, I can toss one. Like I said, there's one in this round on it, so it might just end up being brought home. So, but yeah, it was cool, man. I mean, the what was getting me was I would have had that bloody Danger Mouse thing had we known.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said. There was a lot of stuff that was on that auction. I think he decided he was selling that morning.
Lastminute.com, didn't he? Yeah, he did, yeah. I was like, I think I said to him, though, he went well, didn't it? I mean, he did well out of it. But I think that the extra bit with the Whatnot side of it, I think the Whatnot gives you that extra 10 seconds every time, like there's a last minute bid in there. I think that what sort of drives the prices up sometimes. And I thought, for me, I thought that would probably be a better option with that stuff, really. But I mean, it's obviously his decision, like. But I'm looking forward to him doing another Whatnot.
Yeah, I'll have to reinstall Whatnot when they start doing them again. I have to delete it. I have to delete it.
Why?
Because I was just entering giveaways for the sake of entering giveaways. I was like, oh god, there's another one. And then it says you can only enter 10 giveaways in a session, and then you have to wait an hour. So yeah.
So you were just literally sat there entering giveaways.
Yeah, just entering giveaways for the sake of. Oh, do you know what? Against my better judgment, I went into CEX Ellesmere Port this week.
All right.
Against my better judgment, and they are just pillocks, really are pillocks. They traded the stuff in that they were meant to be trading in, but do you know? It just makes me think about the level of service that we get in that particular store, because we've been in other stores, right? And other stores, they scan everything and say to you, right, you're going to get 18 quid trading it. Are you happy? Yeah. And then they start checking the discs, right?
Yeah.
Go and have a look around. This one, they start unpacking everything and putting everything in the plastic sleeves and check. You don't know what you're getting.
Yeah, so, if you turned around and went, actually, I'll leave it.
Actually, yeah, I'll leave it. Do you mind putting it all back? They'll be pissed off, right?
Yeah.
I might just do that just for the sake of it, just take the rest of my Blu-rays in, just to, and all my box sets, just take them in, get them to do it all, and go, actually, do you know what? I've changed my mind now.
Yeah, what? This will be the one time they don't do that.
Yeah. They'll scan them all for me.
Like, do you not want to take them out of the packaging first and then tell me?
Yeah. So we ended up with one or two things back because they were scratched, but playable because I've watched them. But yeah, against my better judgment, we only went in because Lana was trading in a DS. That was why we ended up in there. Because I did say so. Come on, let's go up to Birkenhead and we'll do it in the Birkenhead one. But she was like, no, I'm not driving all the way to Birkenhead just to trade this in.
Yeah.
So
fair enough. I mean, I've been. I think I've got about 18 quid's worth of voucher left to spend. So I did some trading the other week, but yeah, I've been having a right horrendous time with the headphones. So the pink ones that I had.
See you later, Max. Hope you feel better soon, mate.
Yeah, see you later, mate. Thank you. They were locked to somebody else's Apple account that I got that were on there. So I took them back to the local store, and they didn't have any more in. So I was like, right, well, what do I do? And he was trying to get hold of another store. There was one called in Belle Vale near Liverpool.
Liverpool, yeah.
So he tried to contact them. They didn't get back to him. So I was like, right, well, there's something locally. I'm not going to say which one yet, but there was one locally about 40 minutes away. So I was like, right, okay, well, I'll have to go there then because I want to get it sorted out because I needed to get an exchange on them. Anyway, I went to this store and they were graded as a B grade, which the ones that I had were C. And when I got there, I said to them, I said, these ain't B grade. They've got there were so many defects on them. But I put myself in a position where I dragged Lou out and Leo. And they were like, well, you can take it or leave it. It's definitely a B grade. I was like, right, okay. So I thought, well, the worst case scenario, I can clean them and, I'll just have to put up with them. So I paid an extra 30 quid because they were B grade instead of C. And I got home anyway. That's when I started the process. So I went back to Grantham store in the morning and said to them, look, what would you grade these? And they were like, no, that's a grade C, that. I was like, right, okay, I did think that. So I'm in the middle of a email debate at the minute with their customer services as they offer me for the privilege.
Did you not just return them to Grantham and then buy them back as a C grade?
No.
Because you already got the receipt.
Yeah, no. No, because the thing is, they would. Well, I don't know how it would have worked because if I traded them,
because if you're taking them back if you got your money back for what they've traded them in as, for what you bought it for, because you're still within your 14 days.
Yeah,
got your 90 quid, for example, back off them. Yeah. Waited for them to grade them as a C and then buy them back for 60 quid.
No, because I don't know, mate. I didn't want to faff around, to be honest with you, but as it stands at the minute, I've got a bit of an issue with these ones anyway, so the chances are these are going back because I can't get it to link onto my Find My properly. But I'm in the middle of having a debate with their customer services because the guy wanted to offer me a £10 voucher as a goodwill gesture. And I was like, I'm not being funny, but you know, I paid like nearly £400 for these fucking headphones, and you're wanting to offer me a
Don't get me
tenner.
started on customer service. I'm still waiting for my manager call back from fucking 6 weeks ago from OT.
Yeah, he's coming. He's coming. You'll get that phone call back. Don't worry.
Yeah.
He's definitely coming eventually. I mean, I had that horrendous thing with Virgin. You know what I mean? And then the next phone call I made, the one was like, "Yeah, no problem. We can do it for this price, and it's a hell of a lot. It's cheaper than I was paying originally." Like, it just depends who you get. But obviously, with these companies being like franchises and stuff, the customer services, I'm not even sure in what relation they are customer services for them. To be fair. But I'm trying my best to.
I just find it interesting. I think interesting might be the wrong word. I do find it interestingly frustrating, the difference in service between stores.
Yeah.
And cleanliness between stores as well. Some stores are really, really great. Some smell like you just walked in the changing room in the gym.
Well, you see. Yeah, go on.
But like I say, some are really, really good. We've not had any issues in Altrincham, in Warrington. Well, maybe some in Warrington. That might just be a couple of members of staff. Birkenhead have been brilliant. You know, Wrexham's just a waste of space when you go in there. And Ellesmere Port, I wouldn't go back in Ellesmere Port. But, you know, we had to this week.
Well, you see, the thing is that when I was at this store,
one of the neighbours is watching the football and see if I can get it in the window. Can you see it?
Right. No.
You see that window there?
Yeah.
It's full of TV.
Oh, yeah.
I know you see when you look out the window, it's the football.
But yeah, so the when I got to this store, now bear in mind, like I say, I travelled with traffic and stuff probably nearly an hour to this store, and I gone in and I had a look at them, and straight away I knew they weren't a B grade because I've dealt with these company long enough to know what they class as different grades.
Is this when you went up to Lincoln?
Yeah. So
I know you weren't trying to name the store there, Steve. I just thought I'd do it for you.
Well, to be fair, I'm not really fucking arsed at this point. But you see, the thing is that the guy behind the till, he was, I mean, like I said, he was a nice enough guy, but then I had the supervisor, or whoever it was, like hiding behind the wall at the side. And I'd said to him, that's not a B grade. You know, can you have a look at this again? Because they were filthy. They were the headband on these Apple things. Had sort of the elasticity had gone in it because they get older, it loses it, and there was a pull in the stitching, and the headphones were filthy. Now I'd already cleaned the pink ones that I got, and they come up really well, so I knew it would come up all right. But obviously there was still a pull in it, and the headband had still gone.
So I can just remember what you called me when I pranged them on your head.
Yeah, but the thing is that he said, "Oh, I'll just have a word with him." So he literally moved 2 feet across. I could still see him. I had a word with him, and the guy went, "No, we're not downgrading them. They're still a B grade." Anyway, I get this email through that's like they did a thorough check to make sure that these were still the grade that was stated, and basically there's two things that's either happened. All of this stuff that's happened to them has either happened while they were on display in a window or since I've had them for 24 hours. So I basically got this customer service guy on these emails insinuating that there was nothing wrong with them when they left the store, because I went to Grantham literally within 24 hours. So I'm currently in the middle of a dispute with them about them, because I don't believe I should be paying something like that amount. But I said to him, the problem is that I'd travelled that far I couldn't drag Lou and Leo anywhere else. So if I wanted to get the headphones
I just don't know why you just don't trade them back into yours with the receipts and just get a refund from CEX.
Well, like I say, I've got another issue with them anyway at the minute, so it's not too much of a problem because I'll just take them back. But I might end up having to get an A grade and getting them posted out because I don't want to be traveling around everywhere.
Let's just address Luke's comment here. Luke, I don't think they're not going to release Indiana Jones. I don't think they will release Indiana Jones anytime soon because they want you to go to the cinema, then they're going to want you to get your Disney Plus, then they'll tie you into 3 months or 6 months of Disney Plus because the deals that they've got, and then in 12 months' time they will release a physical copy. It might just be on Blu-ray, it might be on a steelbook, but I think that's going to be the model that they're going to do. I don't think it's going to be like Steve mentioned Maverick before. Maverick Blu-ray was out before it was even out of the cinema. It was that quick. It was that quick because it went back into the cinema, didn't it, Maverick? You know, they took it out and it went back in.
Unless you live in Australia, then you shit out a lot.
Yeah, so while the Blu-ray was on sale, the film went back into the cinema. And I think that's what Disney, I think that's the new model that they're going to take, is that they're going to want to rape you at the cinema, rape you for Disney Plus, and then send out an £80 collection steelbook 12 months later when everyone's forgot about the film.
I mean, the thing is that's it's like when you I mean, you get it a lot. You know, you see these trailers and it says only in cinemas. You know, it makes it insinuate that if you don't see it in the cinemas, you won't get a chance to see it. It's sort of a play on words, really, because yes, it's technically only in cinemas.
There you go. I don't know if that was me or you then, mate.
I don't know. You were the one that was stuttering on my end.
Yeah. So when you were saying only in cinemas, that to me only in cinemas means that it's not being released anywhere else at that particular point.
Yeah, I think that is the general gist of it, isn't it? But it can make you sort of think, oh, hang on a sec, is that not coming out anywhere else then?
It could be. The Meg 2, for example, it's not, you know, that might just be a cinematic release. You might not get a physical release of Meg 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you watched that yet?
No.
Okay. I haven't seen it either. I just wondered if you'd seen it.
No, I think I've seen that many clips of it. I could probably put the remaining
put the movies together.
Yeah. But it is one on my list. I might give it a watch tomorrow.
I always find it funny where it's like you get trailers and then you get these sort of trailer ones where it's pretty much like the first 5 minutes of a movie.
Dominion. Jurassic Park Dominion did that. They released the first 3 minutes of the film as they open it as the trailer, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Peter's saying, yes, it's brilliant. I take it he means the Meg.
Too.
Now, I had a bit of a love-hate relationship with the first Meg. I hated it at first, but every time I watch it, it's more and more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Oh,
pins and needles.
See, there you go. So, there's a conflicting comment there from Peter and Luke. Pete says it's great, and Luke says he's not into it. Peter, just while we've got you in the chat, my friend, have you seen the trailer for Destiny? Cade's back. I might just have to jump back into Destiny to figure out what's going on. What? Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that.
Really, Fred.
You know, this is the conclusion to a decade's worth of gaming.
2 games.
No, it's a rolling environment, you pleb.
Oh, my apologies for getting that so wrong.
Yeah, they could have quite easily have dropped the 2 years ago, but they never did.
What? Just out of curiosity, what did your tattooist do? Because he don't look any different to me. Are you sure
just a few bits up here?
All right,
a few bits up here. But
how many hours?
How many hours?
Just a couple.
It's only about 3.5.
What time was that appointment then?
Evening.
Okay, what time did it start, Steve? Is this where I find out you was like 2:00 and you were really home for 7? Just couldn't be asked.
No, it was 5. It was 5:00, mate.
Fucking hell. Hey, Erica.
5:00, and it was 5:00, and it was about 3.5, 4 hours.
Yeah.
So
Bit of a late night, that one, isn't it?
It is for me.
I meant for him.
Oh, he's good though. That's what I mean. He's done a full day before I've gone out.
Yeah.
You know.
So how many hours have you had on your arm so far then? Can you work it out?
Probably about a week.
Oh, per arm.
Per arm, yeah. Something like that, yeah.
You pay by the hour, yeah?
No, pay by the day. But because I'm a regular customer, I get good rates. How can Kay come back? Exactly, Peter. That's what I want to try and work out. Looking at it, it looks like the witness has put something inside the traveler, which has been able to bring Kay back through time. I don't know, but I need to play to figure out what's going on.
Right, okay.
So Kay died in Forsaken, which was about 3-4 years ago, and it gut wrenched me when Kay died because it was actually quite emotional.
Was you crying at your video game?
Yeah. There's not many characters in video games that you get attached to, but you got attached to Cade.
Right.
And he was one of the first mainstream. Do you know, like in Star Wars, when they kill like one of the first mainstream characters off, or one of the films, you don't expect them to die, and then shit, you didn't expect them to go. Cade was one of these characters.
Like Obi-Wan.
Yeah. But in a more dramatic effect.
That was more dramatic than putting your guard down and letting Vader chop your head off, essentially.
Because you put your guard down.
But he sacrificed himself.
Cade didn't, though. Cade was just murdered.
There you go, see? I wouldn't have cried. I wouldn't have shed a tear at that one.
Yeah. Peter's saying there that he's lost interest in Destiny altogether. Yeah. I haven't played any of Lightfall.
Yeah,
I haven't played any of that. The final shape is coming out soon, so that's what I'm going to jump in for. Apparently, Lightfall and the Season of the Witch, which is the one that they're in at the moment, is apparently really bad. The new raid launched on Saturday, and I was watching someone play it while we were camping, and it's awful. The raid's awful, but.
So are we going to try and get back on track and have a look at maybe some homework or an actor or anything?
Next week we will do, mate. This week I am just really, really busy. Like I say, I've got the funeral on Monday, then I'm in the Lake District half the week. But next week, I was just about to announce that. Next week we are back to normal. We will have all our regular segments, including the wheels and movie news and stuff like that. I want to get back into all of that sort of good stuff, and structure the channel. So yes, I apologize that we've been a bit lackluster the last couple of weeks when it comes to stuff like that. Little Steve has promised me he's got 4 videos to upload, so keep your eye out.
Really? Yeah. Really? I've actually got a few that I can do. So I'm not counting the one that I'm not putting out because I'd already done it on the live, but I'd already filmed that day anyway. But no, I've got another one I want to put out now. So yeah.
So yeah, I'm just going through all my stuff and selling bits and bobs, etc., etc. So yes, once we've quietened down, I'm hoping to get back out on the pickup trails and stuff like that, and get some content out. Oh, thank you, Elaine. I hope it goes out without a hitch. So yeah,
Really?
we'll be back to normal soon. And like I say, it's just been a busy couple of weeks, and
yeah, it has been mental, to be fair.
Yeah, and to be fair, now we're in winter because I think we've skipped autumn.
Do you reckon?
Haven't we? We've gone from summer to winter now.
I don't remember. Are you sure we didn't just skip summer as well?
Yeah, we had about 5 days in May. You know, forget 500 days of summer or whatever it is. It was 50 minutes of summer.
What bloody global warming?
Yeah. Can you imagine? Oh, the world's burning, but we just happen to be on the wrong side of the flipping funnel or whatever it was called, and we got the pissing down rain instead of the heat.
Honestly, I think it's because I put that new garden furniture out, thinking, right, we'll be good this summer. Let's put this new furniture out that I've had stored for a year, and I've probably had it uncovered once. I
am here next week. The week after that, we're in Menorca.
Sorry, hang on a freaking second. What? Haven't you just absolutely announced that not next week, but the week after we'll be back to normal?
Yeah.
What? When you say normal, you mean I'm here on my own? How is that normal? Where's these segments coming from?
It's just occurred to me. I'm saying all of this the week after next time in Menorca.
Jesus Christ. I hope we can keep the audience, I swear to God. Because at this rate, it's Steve. The Steve, they'll call it, not the Steves.
The Steve, yeah.
Movie chat 1.
Yeah, we'll have to do that.
Exactly. So just remind me again, what's your itinerary for the next 3 weeks?
So next week I am here. The week after we're in Spain, and the week after that I am here.
I know what it feels like. I know what Chris feels like now when Annabelle can't make the show. Do you know what I mean? TL.
But do you know what, Steve? I did tell you about the tattoo. I actually told you 2 weeks before that, the week before
you
that.
Told me you reminded you. You said you might be late.
I reminded you the weekend. I reminded you the weekend when we were sat right next to each other. I was getting it done.
You might be late. You might be late. That's what
still forgot. Do you know what? I'm sorry, but I don't. I'm sorry, but I don't like that side. It doesn't look right. Yeah. So,
and obviously you've just booked your holiday to Mallorca or wherever. So, I mean, that's. I'm finding out at the nearest possible opportunity about that one as well, Anna.
No. When did we book Menorca?
Tuesday.
About 4 weeks ago.
Fucking hell.
And then we're in Blackpool.
Sorry.
But Blackpool's at the weekend, I think.
Are you sure about that one?
No, I'm not, actually.
Is that to see the illuminations? Because it'll be about that time.
Yeah, it is. The illumination started this week, didn't they?
Did they?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
No, apologies. They didn't start this week. They start next week, but they had an early viewing for cyclists and pedestrians. They shut the promenade down so you couldn't drive it.
Cyclists and pedestrians? In a public road?
They shut the promenade down for the night where they turned the lights on to test them all, but if you're a cyclist or pedestrian, you could walk down it.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
I need to go. And when are you going to Blackpool?
I'll have to check.
I want to take little man, but I need to book some holiday off work, so I might. Are you getting a hotel?
I think we're going to a B&B.
That's what I was thinking myself, to be honest. But if it's a weekend, I might be tempted.
I think we're doing the B&B. We were contemplating driving up for the day and then driving back in the evening. But Yeah. That's always a long day, that though.
Yeah.
It's always a long day. However, I did see a because I've been looking out for events, for like the MX5 owners club and the mini owners clubs.
Oh my god!
There's an event.
There's only so many clubs you can sign up to.
There's an event in January. There's an event in January that you drive from Bromborough Cross Retail Park to Llandudno in your classic minis, and you go up the Great Orme. So I'm going to join that one. And then I saw today on Facebook there's a minis owners club that's meeting up in Blackpool, and then they're taking the minis through the Blackpool lights. So there's going to be hundreds of minis on that. That's the 24th of November. So if you're in that area, go and see all the minis drive through Blackpool Illuminations, and you might see little Teddy.
Little Teddy. Yeah.
But that's enough one. That'll be another one booking 2 days off and 2 days in the B&B, because it'll take me a day to get up there at 54.
It's all right. Every B&B will be full of mini owners because they'll all be doing the same bloody thing.
That's it. Yeah, we'll have to camp in the back of the mini.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
Yeah, but no. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting use out the cars finally. Like I say, the poor Mazda's had his cap on for about a week and a half. Because I've been driving Dennis, and so I've put the cap on the Mazda. So he needs to get out and have a bit of breathing space.
Bloody hell, have you heard yourself? It's a car.
It's not a car. It's a breathing piece of apparatus.
Apparatus?
Yes. And it breathes. That's why it's got air filters and stuff.
Right. Okay. Bloody hell.
I don't know. You keep buying your 4Ks and your steel books and let me worry about the mini.
I'm jealous as fuck you've got a mini. Let's get that straight. But that's not the point. The point is that you're naming your cars, and you have like one space or two spaces behind your bloody house for cars. You're going to need a garage at this rate.
Yes. I am going to need the garage. We went to the auction a couple of weeks ago, and I almost bought a smart car. It was going for 600 quid. I thought, I can't leave that behind alone. I was like, no, sell it in your hand. Fucking stop it. No.
I was speaking to one of my mates the other day, right? And he's got a plot of land, and but I've known him since he was young, and he's always been a fanatic with cars. He buys them and likes to do them up and stuff. And I said to him, like, I've not seen him in a while. I said to him, like, how are you getting on now? Because he's got this plot of land. It seems to be like a, hey, bud. It seems to be a bit of an excuse to be able to get cars. So I said to him, how many have you got? And he was like, it turns out he's got like 47 cars. I was like, bloody hell. 47 cars.
So I've got a Mazda, which is a 56 plate, so 2006 Mazda. So it's the Mark 2.5, not quite the Mark 3. And the Mini is a 1987.
Have you seen what they got drawn against?
Yeah.
It's an easy group, that.
Yeah, you'd piss that. Saying that, I think you were really unlucky at the weekend. We were watching the football on the phones, and I was laughing when Anthony Gordon scored, because that's probably the only good thing he's going to do all season. And then, and then when Van Dijk got sent off, I was like, fucking get it. And then realised he's in my fantasy team, and I was like, no! But it was... And then, at the end of the game, when those two goals had gone in, I was just like, you were robbed. So the Minis, just to answer Luke's question, the Minis are 1987 Minnie. So just to put that in a bit of context, it's only 5 years younger than Steve and I.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's probably the same age as your mum, I'd say.
Definitely age better than us.
Yeah. On the top of the movie shots, like I don't know, to be honest with you, buddy. I haven't looked. I've done shit in this fantasy football already.
Have you?
Yeah, I'm like 80 points off top place in the one in work. Yeah, you are, mate. 186 points. You've come in. I am 70 points. I am 70 points behind you already.
Hey up, you got Tranmere and Wrexham. Dave's going to on Saturday.
Are you coming up? Are you?
Tranmere.
Yeah, that's up by us. That's Birkenhead.
Boom, top of the league.
It's a long season yet, mate. But I was made up. We actually scored our first 2 goals this season yesterday. You know, so up the toffees, you know.
Yeah, you'll be lucky if you get a point this season, mate.
Well, we've got another big game at the weekend. We've got Sheffield United this weekend. It's another big game. Last weekend was a 6-pointer. This weekend is a 6-pointer. So
Mind you, they got a result last night, didn't they?
Yeah, we won 2-1 against Doncaster. Woohoo! But at least we scored. But yeah, it's a big game at the weekend, Sheffield United. So hopefully we do all right. Day trip from the Isle of Man. You should have said that you were coming up, mate. We could have arranged to meet up, but we've got plans at the weekend now. Yeah. See, we can't all be glory hunting scumbags like you and your City fans.
You can sod right off. I'm bringing Dead Sails. Never seen it before. Currently on season 3. Dead Sails.
Yeah, that was the one released a couple of years ago on Sky Atlantic, wasn't it?
Oh, okay. I thought I was going to say there's Black Sails. I've got that. I'll pick that up in a week. So, Big Steve supports Everton, and I support City. Manchester, Luke.
Yeah.
Get off the boat, 10 a.m. Back at wow.
Oh. Well, the next time you've got a bit of time on your hands, Dave, and if you're ever struggling for a place to stay, there's a spare room. Well, there's this room here if you ever need it, mate.
Fucking off sale to everyone these days. It's supposed to be my bloody room.
Your room, Marvel's room. You just inhabit it.
That's very true. The cat definitely becomes before anybody else or anything else.
But no, it's always here if you ever need it, Steve. You know that.
I know, mate. I know that, mate. Just have to fight the cat for it.
I don't know. See, I even went out the way to buy you tea last time, and you never ate it.
No. Well, I don't know. I can't remember.
You just binged on jelly babies instead.
I must have been having a low then.
See, I treat all my guests and as to create your own pizza. That's as far as my cooking skills go. Every Friday, it's as to create your own pizza and wine night. That's it. However, I've been off the alcohol recently. I haven't touched. I've had a couple of bottles. I never had any for a few weeks before Chris's. I only had a couple at Chris's, and then I wasn't really drinking at the weekend either. And that's strange for me. You know, that's strange for me. But no, we had a blast at the weekend. It was good fun. Good fun. We went on one of those inflatable water park things in the middle of the lake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I've lost weight because I wouldn't have never have been able to put myself back up on that bastard thing going off it.
Really?
Yeah. But yeah, it was brilliant. One of the lads ripped his shorts. It was the funniest thing we've ever seen. So we were having a conversation early on in the morning, and he was like, "These shorts are really, really tight on me." And he was going to cut the netting out of his shorts the night before. But as he was climbing up these steps, must have been about 4 foot tall steps, and you had to jump up and get on. Now he's a big lad. He's a big lad. He's not going to mind me telling the story. So him trying to climb up this thing was watching like the hippo from bloody sort of from like was it Fantasia? Do you know when they're doing all the ballet?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And it was like that watching him climb up to the. And as he got to the top, he went yes, and we were. It was like, you've ripped your shorts, and he ripped it from seam to seam, from back to front, right the way around the middle. And his shorts was like a skirt. Lucky enough, the only thing holding him in was the netting he was going to cut out the night before. And we would have sawed a lot of it as he was stood on this fucking like 30-foot inflatable thing going, yes. And we were all laughing at him. It was ace. It was ace. It was good fun. And yeah,
you probably got more knackered, didn't you?
To be fair, I've been extremely tired this week, finishing work and stuff like that. But I don't know if that's because I've had a few days off and we're catching up.
Yeah, probably.
And still got to do all our normal stuff. But like you say, my eyes have been twitching and everything. So yeah, I think the weekend I need to have a good catch up on my sleep.
But then you'll be up at 4 o'clock to go to a bloody car show.
I'm up at 4:30 every morning anyway, Steve, regardless. That's what it was like at Chris's. That's why I took my headphones, because I could stay in bed and Lana could stay asleep and I could watch something or whatever. My body clock gets me up at 4:30 every day. Well, you know that, staying here.
Yeah, no, it's mental.
So
yeah.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, on that particular note, I think we'll bring the show to a close. Next week, we will bring back all our segments and stuff like that. We'll even try and get a couple of special guests on. Dave can tell us, or could come on and tell us about his trip to Birkenhead and if it's changed in the time that he's been here.
Not a single thing on there would have changed.
So, yeah, we'll get the segments and everything back up. So, thank you for supporting us through this last couple of weeks. I know we haven't really been up to our normal standards, and I appreciate that. So thank you very much. Steve, like I say, you've got my presents next week. The week after, I am not here. So yeah, and I'll let you know about Blackpool as well. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and yeah, keep your eye out for the regular content. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. Better yet, if you haven't, please hit that subscribe button. And we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you.